Hello all, this is Reading and Reflecting on Text, Module 4, Reading the Text and Reading Comprehension Part 2, Week 4. Topic is Reading Across the Curriculum. So, what is really reading? An active process in which readers interact with text to reconstruct the message of the author. So, we have to give importance to these words, an active process which the reader interacts with the text and to reconstruct the message of the author. So, author already have a message in the text. The active process of reading will help to decipher that message. A process which is complete only when comprehension is attained. Comprehension of the reader. That will be attained through effective reading. Text from different formats will be decoded to reconstruct the message encoded. So, the author's message is already encoded in the readable text and it can be of various forms. The reader will read in such a way so that she or he can reconstruct by decoding that text, right? So, it is an active process, it is interactive and the reader will reconstruct the message of the author. Reading is not restricted to recognizing letters and words and mere understanding. So, even when a child is reading, it is not merely just recognizing letters and words. It is about aiming for understanding. Even children must understand the meaning and start to participate in that text. Otherwise, it will be merely recognizing letters and words. Reading across the curriculum. Empowering students by active and critical reading. Reading across the curriculum empowered the student by active and critical reading. When a student becomes active and reads critically, she or he becomes empowered by the information and knowledge in the text. An interactive effort leading to schema construction. When a reader is starting to read, the schema she or he has is getting reconstructed with the interactive effort. That interactive effort is with the reader and the text. Effective reading requires training to learn strategies. Why? Because unless that, schema won't get reconstructed. So, effective reading requires some training, some kind of strategies has to be there. Only then reader can be an effective reader and the text can be a lively one. In this respect, we can say that teaching reading is not a separate issue, but every teacher is a reading teacher. And that is why it is important for across the curriculum. Now, what is the purpose of reading across the curriculum? To attain instructional goals. In this reading across the curriculum, the purpose is not merely reading, but the higher level of instructional goals. To encourage independent learning, because the reader is becoming active. So, the reader is also learning to be independent, and that helps in the whole process of education. To be able to use analysis, synthesis, and evaluation as cognitive process. So, when the reader is getting active, he or she is using certain abilities, techniques, and those are analysis, synthesis, and evaluation as cognitive processes. And through these cognitive processes, schema is reconstructed. To broaden students' knowledge base, help them connect their learning experiences, and provide opportunities for integrating and applying knowledge and skills development across curriculum. So, reading across the curriculum helps the student to broaden her or his knowledge base, help them connect their learning experiences as the reader connects with his or her personal experience with the text. And that is why it provides opportunities for integrating and applying knowledge and skills, which is across the curriculum. According to neuroscience studies, reading promotes ability to focus and grasp complex ideas. Now, this is a personal growth. This is where educational aim for individualistic aim is attained. According to neuroscience studies, reading promotes ability to focus and grasp complex ideas, which is applicable in life also. Helps in connecting left and right hemisphere of the brain while processing letters, words, and visual concepts. So we can understand why merely knowing the letter and words is not enough, but one has to be active with those. Only then the individual's intellectual and emotional aspects are triggered. Now, what are the strategies? Engaging students' interests. Students are motivated intrinsically, builds knowledge, uses cognitive strategies, and interacts socially. While reading, student must be intrinsically motivated. Otherwise, it will be a dull process, and he or she should be able to build knowledge, uses cognitive strategies, and with all these, he or she can interact socially, because that text has some social implication, and the individual who is a reader also has a social background. So with this critical thinking and implications, the reader becomes part of that text and deciphers it with his or her social understanding, and that is why it is a social interaction. Variety in transaction is very important. Text should not be dull in transaction, otherwise reading habit won't grow. Participate in assigned activity and engaging both emotionally and intellectually. Mere reading and then answering question and providing information is not enough. That material should trigger intellectual capability of an individual. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. This sentence, I think, accomplishes to make us understand what is reading across the curriculum. So reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. It makes you effective. Reading text has 3 stages. Pre-reading stage. Connecting known to unknown. When the reader starts reading, she or he already knows something. Going through the text would make them connect with the unknown, which is hidden in the text. So, the reader should start from known and then go to unknown. Establish a purpose for reading. Improve vocabulary so students can complete the reading task successfully. Continuation of reading helps in improving vocabulary, and improved vocabulary also triggers reading habit. So this is a cycle. Predict what they are going. This gives them interest, and this motivates and keep the reading habit for them. establish what they know about a topic. So this helps them from going to unknown from known. Now, while reading, focuses on aspects of text to understand better what the text actually wants to depict. That is important to understand. Mechanical reading won't do. Identify topic sentences and the main idea of paragraphs. Reading and rereading will help to attain this goal, to identify topic sentence and the main idea of paragraphs. Distinguish between general and specific ideas, because the text may have one general idea, but then there are many specific ideas, and this keeps the interest of the reader. Identify the connectors to see how they link ideas within the text. A text also has nuances of ideas, and those are connected. So, involving in text will help to understand and being effective. So, one should identify the connectors. Making a note of understanding or vagueness. This is very important. This gives a push for higher level of understanding and critical thinking. Once a reader gets involved, she or he starts to make note. That note may be of understanding or of any kind of vagueness which should be clarified later on. Post-reading activities. Activity to synthesize on text. Now this is reader's personal journey. Once the reader has read and reread a text, the reader should start synthesizing on the basis of the text. Identify new concepts, elements, and relations. So, the text and the words and sentence and how it is written and the social aspect of it and the foundations, all this helps the reader to identify new concepts, elements, and relations among the texts. Related further study for sustenance. The next level will be to grow a reading habit, and to grow a reading habit, one has to sustain the habit of reading, obviously. So, related further study which is triggered from the present study is very important. Otherwise, reading habit won't happen. Opportunity to create something new. This is where critical thinking and creativity comes in hand. So, the reader becomes a creator because the text triggers him or her to create something new, some idea, or maybe a new text. Whatever it may be, the opportunity should be there. Thank you.